Donald Trump made a few remarks yesterday, and this clip is very Trump. Of all the clips that we play and all the things, listen, I love days where I'm not just outwardly, openly addressing what Donald Trump does. It's kind of nice that there have been his flunkies in trouble because it gives me something else to talk about. I don't have to listen to his stupid voice and I'll look at his stupid fucking face. It's nice. But I want to talk about this particular clip because it is Donald Trump gleeful about people bending the knee. He almost says bending the knee. He says bending to us. And he's talking about corporations. He's talking about law firms. He's talking about colleges. And that really is what strikes me, especially upon what took place yesterday with Rumeysa Ozturk in Tufts University in Somerville, in Boston, a Boston suburb, was kidnapped by plainclothes, masked thugs, ICE agents, Nazis, who are just doing their jobs. You can't attack them. They're just following orders. Where have we heard that before? Rumeysa Ozturk, I'm going to get to it and play this clip, is a legal immigrant to this country. Legal. Not an illegal immigrant, not an undocumented immigrant, not someone that Donald Trump promised to get rid of because they're rapists and he assumes some are good people or whatever he said the first time around. But she's a Muslim and she's a PhD student. Oh, he loves the poorly educated. So by virtue of that, I guess the opposite is that he hates the educated. And she is pro-Palestinian human rights. Human rights for all, actually. We'll get to that, though. Here's Donald Trump explaining quite gleefully. It's a subtle glee, but it's there, of how happy he is that people are bending the knee to him.
Because of how bad they were, we're able to do things that we could have never done if it were traditional. I don't think, Marjorie, we would have ever been able to have done the things we are doing now. You see what we're doing with the colleges. And they're all bending and saying, sir, thank you very much. We appreciate it. And nobody can believe it, including law firms that have been so horrible, law firms that nobody would believe. And they're just saying, where do I sign? Where do I sign? Nobody can believe it. And there's more coming. But we really are in the golden age of America. And I think you're going to see it more and more as we go along.
Stock market's in the shitter. Inflation's on the rise, prices on the rise, gas prices on the rise, but we're in the golden age of America. As he half-ass brags that colleges are bending the knee. And part of what he's talking about is this move at Columbia University and others that are absolutely bending the knee to Donald Trump and his desires to harm students under their employ, under their protection, under their tutelage at the very least, and allowing them to be abused by the federal government under a fake accusation of anti-Semitism. I have a video here from WCVB in Boston of the arrest by plainclothes, masked ICE agents of this young PhD student on the street. They approach her. Imagine if a group of individuals with masks on approached you on the street menacingly and took you away. The fear, the anxiety, the trauma that would cause. And it's deep into it that they finally say, we're the police, we're the police. Well, if you're the police, why is your head covered? Why is your face covered? Why are you acting like a gang member, like a thug, like a Nazi? Why are you removing a legal immigrant? Why are you arresting someone who no crime has been committed? In fact, the crime, according to Donald Trump, would be that she wrote an op-ed in which she wrote, "We, as graduate students, affirm the equal dignity and humanity of all people." What an offensive screed that justifies the arrest by jackbooted armed agents of the state. Here's this video. Play a minute or so. We'll see when it's too long and it's distressing. So, trigger warning or just wait. Be careful. This shit is happening in your communities, and we're going to get to that about how to resist.
Yeah. Okay. Can I just close the car? Yeah. Well, I'm trying to. Okay, you're here. Okay. Okay, with the police. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's go. Ma'am, you got it. Okay, let's do everything. Okay. Take a breath. No, can I see your... Yep. We're going to take you right to the car. Come on. I'll show you everything. Okay. Sure. Yep. You're fine.
Are you looking scary? Where the police? Where the police?
Where the police?
Yeah, you don't look like it. Why are you hiding your faces? Why are you hiding your faces?
Yep. Okay, take everything. Yep, I'm ready to go. Got it with you.
Yeah, we're gonna take a
I see some faces here. How do I know this is the police?
Now, as disturbing as that is, it's something we need to be aware that is happening, because this is happening all over the country. This is happening in communities right here in Washington, D.C. And let me tell you, there's a right way to answer this, there's a right way to respond to this, and there's a wrong way. And the wrong way is to just stay in your house and be quiet, because that's none of your business. Because what's the old poem? First they came for the union members, then they came for this group, and then they came for this group, and then they came for the Jews, but I wasn't a Jew, so I didn't say anything. And then they came for me, and there was no one left to be there for me. I know I'm botching that, but it's something similar to that. And if you are staying silent in the face of human rights abuses, when they come for you, who's going to be there for you? Right here in Washington, D.C. Here, look at this. This is pictures from the protests yesterday in Somerville. I have someone close to me who lives there. Took some pictures and some video. But this is from Twitter. Alert, ICE activity has been reported in Adams Morgan, which is a neighborhood here in Washington, D.C. This morning on 326. Homeland Security intelligence agents showed up at H.D. Cook Elementary School and tried to detain a school employee as they got out of the car. The agents did not show a warrant, and other employees managed to intervene and prevent the arrest. This is the kind of energy you need to bring. This is the kind of activism you need to be prepared to participate in. Because they're only going to win and be successful in the human rights abuses of 10 million people in their mass deportation operation if we allow it. This is our government. This is our country. We, the people, have the power. Let me read a little bit from Salon on the arrest of Rumeysa Ozturk. Here's the headline. DHS detains grad student who advocated for Palestine and the humanity of all people. Rumeysa Ozturk, a student at Tufts University, drew the attention of a pro-Israel group for co-authoring an op-ed. She co-authored an op-ed. Remember? Oh, freedom of speech. Oh, First Amendment. These free speech absolutists are the ones directing the arrests of legal immigrants, students at a university. The Trump administration has detained a Tufts University graduate student exactly 1 year after she co-authored a plea for, quote, the equal dignity and humanity of all people, including Palestinians. Rumeysa Ozturk, a native of Turkey, was ambushed late Tuesday outside her apartment, according to a statement that her attorney provided to the Boston Globe. Neighbors had seen agents in unmarked cars monitoring her apartment for 2 days prior to the arrest, the outlet reported. Her arrest comes after the pro-Israel group Canary Mission flagged Ozturk for having engaged in anti-Israel activism in March 2024. I'm going to read that again. Her arrest, Rumeysa Ozturk's arrest, comes after the pro-Israel group Canary Mission flagged her for having engaged in anti-Israel activism in March 2024. Is that illegal? Anti-Israel activism? A country that is administering a genocide against the Palestinians? And save it if your response is, well, what about Hamas? Yeah. Israel has a right to defend itself, but that defense does not include the wholesale killing and targeting of women and children and non-combatants, the firebombing of hospitals. It is Putin-type shit. That activism, according to the group, consisted entirely of co-authoring an op-ed in the Tufts Daily, a student newspaper, in which she and 3 other graduate students called on the school to acknowledge the Palestinian genocide and divest from companies with ties to Israel, as called for in resolutions passed by the Student Senate. Now, I'm going to put her just on screen so you can find it. I'll put a link below to her op-ed from a year ago. But more importantly is this, these images, when injustice becomes law, resistance becomes duty. And the immediate in the aftermath of her arrest, immediately there was a call. There was a rallying cry, a literal rallying cry to come and protest for her in her stead. And this is what you need to be participating in. When something like this goes down in your community or an adjacent community that you can easily get to, you need to go and raise your voice in solidarity with people who are being oppressed and abused, detained. This is Nazi shit. That you just witnessed, the arrest with masked individuals, people on the street. Well, if you're cops, why is your face covered, bro? Just following orders. We're just doing what we're told, said all the Nazis in the concentration camps. It's not an out-of-line comparison. And Donald Trump is gleeful because they're bending the knee. Good job, Columbia. Good job, Tufts. Good job, organizations and institutions of higher learning that are there to protect the individual's thought and their right to think, even if differently than what the administration thinks. Even more so, it should be important then. Anyway, what do you think? I invite you to this conversation. You can call the voicemail line, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me, as always, daily@dollemore.com. You can comment below. That's easy. That helps the algorithm to share this content and this channel's content with new viewers or possible viewers, possible subscribers. That's great. Grow in the community. I would appreciate your help there. And I'm on social media @Dollemore. If you want to find me, @Dollemore. I'll see you. Be genuine, and take care of one another.